gotta leave at 10:30, so I gotta find someone to run.
Okay.
Or no one will volunteer.
You say Bunny might be able to do it, or?
I'm glad they win.
So, this is the score. Yep. All the way. And this is time. Okay. They'll turn the pod to okay. If you're off, it takes you can go back. Yeah, I'm not sure you guys okay.
I like their jerseys, except I don't like this.
So like at the end of the period,
Yeah. Actually, like ours, I think it's really good.
okay.
I'll do hard to do our one. Let me add work.
But you need at the end of the game, you have to at the end of
the line, but
yeah,
There's one more.
it shows.
he's the whole weekend.
It shows like this was 15. Yeah, and I showed Nikki how to end the whole thing, so that she'll come out here. She's rocking it. She'll be here like 10 minutes. Okay. So I showed her how to we have at least one puck for the game. Make the river goal, and it's this.
I like all the warm-ups and going through.
It'll be like 6 seconds.
Wasn't.
For the goal, and then put it. And then 6 seconds. And then, so if they get start right away, I just kind of let it play out.
Oh, this one's wonderful. Oh, fuck. I like the phantom passes.
So the big thing was, those were goals, and the time. And you gotta start. So they found one puck for their own goal.
We got one.
We got a game puck.
Oh, there we go.
Oh no, you guys get one shot.
We got our one, you guys get your one.
Alright, give them the puck back. Alright, they get the puck now.
Yep, now send it back.
Here we go.
There it is. Chaos.
Right. She'll probably put it on.
I have this going on now for this week. Until you're
Until 11:15, right? Sounds like a good idea.
We'll get there.
Alrighty. We're live, Richfield Ice Arena. Shakopee versus Minneapolis. Shakopee coming off the D6 loss to Tonka on Friday night. Looked to get right this morning. Start with Gaston, Olsen, Hansen, and on the backside, Winder and Bundy. Foster's going to end up controlling this. Tries it up in the zone, picked up by the Minneapolis defenseman. Up ice, poked into Shakopee zone. Olsen cuts it off, sends it over to Winder. Off the skate, off the end wall, just above the corner. Sent down low. Olsen in the corner now. 2v2 battle. Minneapolis sends it back down deep below the goal line. Olsen picks it up. Logie with it. Backhander Hansen. Hansen looks to quick touch pass over to Gaston, but that one intercepted by Minneapolis, and it's now back in the Shakopee zone. Winder with it. He sends it up. He's got Pilcher. Coop sends it in. Push to the corner. Hansen there. Hansen looks. Sidesteps two Minneapolis players. Sends it out front. Shot off the heel of the stick to the near side. Pilcher sends a backhand, but only one there is Minneapolis. Minneapolis is going to take it through the neutral zone. Into the Shakopee zone. Flom now out there. You got Pilcher, Flom, Wright, Sell. Hansen goes in change, and Jensen will come out. Two centers today, so it'll be Pilcher and Olsen. Minneapolis controls. You can take a shot, save made by John. We get our first shot of the game for Minneapolis in the first save. Logie will come out. You'll see quick shifts between him and Pilcher. We got Jensen, Olsen, Flom, Wright, and Sell. Off the draw. Sell's going to pick it up. He goes behind his net, getting stick checked. Minneapolis player lost his stick, sent it to Jensen. Jensen looks cross ice. He's looking for Flom a little too far. It's going to be picked up by Minneapolis. He loses an edge. Ethan gets a stick on it. Flom with it. He looks, sends it out to the blue line. He's got Wright. Wobbly puck, sends it back down to Flom. Flom with it, just below the goal line. He turns back. You got a Minneapolis player on him, loses the puck. Sitting there for Jensen. He takes a shot wide of the net. Picked up by Minneapolis on the near side. Loose puck picked up by Jensen. Now Minneapolis. Olsen gets a stick on. He sends it down low. Ethan will pick it up below the goal line. He centers. That one goes off a skate. Sell's going to pick it up. Sell's going to shoot. Save. Loose puck. Save made. Loose puck scores. Olsen scores. That'll be Olsen from Flom and Sell. Went out to the blue line. Dom took a shot. Goalie made the first save. Ethan got a stick on it, and then Logie punches it home. And 2:07 into this one. It's 1-0 Shakopee. Back to center ice. C, Pilcher, Cressman, Bundy, and Winder. Off the draw, Winder over to Bundy. Bundy with it, back to Winder. Winder looks, sends it looking for Pilcher. It's going to bounce around neutral zone. Cressman eventually settles it down. Landed with it. He lost it. Still in the zone. Bundy comes down. He centers. That goes off a skate off the end wall. Picked up by the Minneapolis defenseman. He gets past Cressman. Half wall now. Winder takes a shot. That one goes wide of the net. Far side, Pilcher chases after it. C has it tied up in his skates, and Minneapolis is able to carry it into neutral zone. Looks to get into the Shakopee zone. He does. That one goes off of Bundy's skate. Bundy sends it down. They're going to call ice. And we'll come back and do it in the defensive zone. 12-13 left in the first. Shakopee up by 1. Keep 2 wings. Pilcher go to the bench. So it'll be Olsen, C, Cressman, Winder, and Bundy. Draw comes far side, defensive zone. Off the draw, tied up. C gets a stick on it. That one's going to squirt into the Minneapolis zone. Dylan chases after it, but he's getting angled off by 2 Minneapolis defensemen. Near side, just above the hash marks. Cressman on the challenge. Forces Minneapolis to go back behind his own net. The backhander kept in there by Bundy. He gets it on net. Cressman, outstretched stick. Winder couldn't keep it in. He got back up to the red line, send it back to Bundy. Bundy with it. Bundy looks, sends it off the wall, too far for Cressman, and that'll be icing. And we'll come back down to the defensive zone. 11:41 left in the first. All right, we'll get Sell and Wright back out at D. And it'll be Olsen, Hansen, and Gaston. Draw on the near side. Olsen into the corner. Sell picks it up. Stops, sends a backhander. Far side's got Hansen. Hansen couldn't quite corral it. Spins around 1. He's going to go behind his net. Sends it to Sell. Sell with it. He settles it down. Sends a backhander. Handcuffed Wright. Wright punches it up to Gaston. Gaston tries to center to Hansen. Goes behind him. Far side. Hansen's in a foot race, but Minneapolis has the angle. He loses an edge. Hansen picks it up near side, looks, centers. That one goes through Foster's skates. It's going to be picked up by Pilcher, though. Cooper with it. He looks to get around the defender. He's on his backhand. He looks, sends it out to Sell. Good pass. Dom couldn't quite corral it. Went off the heel of his stick out to the neutral zone. Minneapolis is going to control into the Shakopee zone. Looks to get around. Dom gets a skate on it. Now we're tied up at the wall. Minneapolis comes away with it. They're down low. Center all the way through. Defenseman has it. It's going to be challenged by Pilcher. Sent in, wide of the net. Picked up near side by Gaston. Gaston looking for Hansen. That one went up the heel of his stick. Gaston's going to send it down into the zone. Hansen will go change. So you got Jensen, Gaston, Pilcher, Wright, and Sell. Minneapolis changing 1 or 2. Intercepted there by Jensen. Poked away by Minneapolis. Foster's after it, far side corner. Pushes the guy up the puck. Now Jensen. Jensen looks. He gets it taken away. Minneapolis with it. They center up. That one goes through everybody. Wright sends it off the wall into the zone, but picked up by Minneapolis. Right back out to the neutral zone. Front of the penalty boxes. Pilcher takes it away. Now Minneapolis in the Shakopee zone. He's going to get a shot. That one goes over the net. Jensen gets angled off. Battle in front of the Shakopee bench inside the Shakopee zone. Right with it now. He flicks it up in the air. That one's going to squirt out into the neutral zone. Jensen couldn't get a stick on it. Defenseman for Minneapolis had it. He sends it up ice into the Shakopee zone. Forwards after it, just at the hash marks. Now low. Centers. Shakopee got a stick on it. Flom, he's going to pick it up. He gets it poked away. Chip forward. That one goes between the skates of the Minneapolis player. Jensen, he tried to size his guy up and gets pushed off a bit. Minneapolis with it now. In the neutral zone. Into the Shakopee zone. Turns back towards the blue line. Sends it across ice. Got a guy there. There's a shot wide of the net. Far side, Jensen. tied up in his skates, picked up there by Bundy. Bundy sends it up to Flom. Flom's going to pick it up on his backhand, go to the forehand. He looks, centers, and one went off his skate. Good looking pass there. He's looking for Bundy, but went off the defenseman's skate. Behind the net, Flom with it. Ethan looks, sends it up to the blue line. Winder's ready. Hopped up his stick, kept in, shot. That one goes wide of the net. Logie after it. Off the end wall. Near side corner. Dillon after it. Flom, Minneapolis controls. They look to break out of the zone. Good pass there. He's going to look to get past Bundy. Into the zone. Bundy with a good stick there. Pushes the puck into the corner. Bundy, he gets rubbed off the puck. Winder, he gets checked in the boards. Center an attempt out to the point. Shot. Doesn't get all the way through. Loose puck picked up by Minneapolis off the end wall. Olsen there. Logie, he gets checked in the boards. Defenseman comes up, takes a shot low, tip wide of the net. Near side. Cressman's going to pick it up. Landed with it. Lost his edge. Picked up and sent out by Olsen, and we'll get icing and a defensive zone draw with 7:54 left in the first. Cressman will stay out there. He'll be joined by Pilcher and C, and then Wright and Sell. Draw to the left of John. Controlled eventually by Pilcher. Sends it out to neutral zone. Picked up by Minneapolis. They spin. Send it deep back in the Shakopee zone. Wright's going to recover it. Backhander, fanned on it. Got it back. You got a guy right there. Out in front. Shot. Glove saved by John. We get a whistle and the defensive zone draw coming. Keep the same 5. 7:36 left in the first. Minneapolis has changed to 2 defensemen as the puck is being dropped. Wright looks to break out. Minneapolis says none of that, and they keep it down deep. Dom picks it up. He sends a backhander, intercepted by Minneapolis. He can set out the blue line, one-timer, tip, wide of the net. Was tipped by a Shakopee player, then a Minneapolis player, but didn't go on net. Minneapolis with a little flurry here. Dillon's going to pick it up. He'll skate in the neutral zone. Gets to the red line, poked away. Cressman gets a backhander, but it's picked up by Minneapolis defenseman, and he's going to carry it into the Shakopee zone. Sends it down deep as he's facing 3 black jerseys. As they tie up behind the net. Right in there, Pilcher in there, squirts loose. Cressman's going to pick it up in the corner. Landon sends it up, kept it. Ooh, nice play there by the defense, but he keeps it in. That one's out front in the slot. Loose puck picked up by Sell. Sell off the wall. Minneapolis keeps it in. Wright sends it off the wall, a little too hot. Minneapolis defenseman just came off the bench. Comes in, they send it deep, they'll change another. Shakopee can't quite get it out and into the Minneapolis zone. Olsen out there now. He's got a guy on him. He's going to send it up, and that'll at least get to the neutral zone. Cressman's going to go change. Minneapolis spins, skates, challenged by Olsen. He got a stick on it, but Minneapolis got it back. Red line, back to their own zone. Minneapolis looks to move the puck. Quick pass up. Just past Winder. Shot, save made by John. Loose puck. Glove saved by John. He's sliding over to the middle. And we'll get a defensive zone draw with 6:05 left in the first. Last several shifts here have been all Minneapolis in the Shakopee zone. A couple of high leverage chances, but John stood tall. Olsen, Gaston, Hansen, Bundy, and Winder. Off the draw, Winder off the wall. Was out to the blue line. Winder's going to pick it up. Punches it forward. That's past kind of everybody, but at least it's out of the zone. Back down to the Shakopee zone. Bundy sends it off the wall. He's looking for Gaston, too hot. The boys got to play a little bit more pool, work on their angles and their touch. Center ice, intercepted by Olsen. Olsen into the zone. Olsen goes outside. Drop pass for Hansen. Hansen's going to get a shot. That one goes wide of the net. It's going to be picked up near side by Winder. He uses his skate, and then he takes a shot wide of the net, far side. Hansen gets a stick on it. Hansen tied up there in the corner. Got 1, 2, 3 gray jerseys. Foster's on a guy. Hash marks near side. Picked up there by Hansen. Hansen gets blown up. Pilcher's out there now. Pilcher around the far side. Centers. Winder. Quick shot. Save made. Loose puck. Save made. Loose puck. Still on the doorstep, and Pilcher's going to get a goal. The goaltender didn't freeze it. left enough an opening. Pilcher gets one off the goaltender. Call it Pilcher unassisted. 5:04 left in the first, and it's 2-0 Shakopee. The goaltender just stays on the post. He probably keeps that. He came off the post, and it gave Cooper enough time to punch it off of the back of him and in the net. All right, so Shakopee leads 2-0. Been a lot of zone time for Minneapolis, but Shakopee leads. Hansen, good check off the puck carrier. That was going to go to Pilcher. Pilcher's got Hansen. Pilcher's going to take it. Yes. And Minneapolis brings it back this way. Poked in the air. Gaston gets a stick on it. We're going to get a penalty. High stick on. They're going to call Foster on a high stick. Gaston will go to the box. 4:41 left in the first. I didn't see the high stick, so. Was it Hansen? Okay, I was going to say that's why I didn't see it on Foster. So, should have been 97 in the box, not 72, but Foster's a good friend. He'll take it. All right, first power play of the game. Off the draw, Sell with it. Sell chips it off the glass. Someone stays up on the ledge. Sent down low. Wright's going to pick it up. Mason turns back to this way. He's going to send it off the wall. It's kept in by Minneapolis. You got Jensen, you got Flom, you got Wright, and you got Sell as your four killers. Minneapolis fans on the shot. Poked forward by Jensen. Kept in by Minneapolis. They're down low. Half wall. Centers. One goes all the way through. Minneapolis picks up. Top circles. Centers. Couldn't get much on it, and that's going to be chipped forward by Wright. It's a wobbly puck. It might not make it. It will. Ice. No, they wave it on. Maybe this is a new Happy Gilmore. Minneapolis with it. Through center ice. Into the zone. He does a drop pass, not intentional. Shot wide of the net. Puck bouncing around, picked up by Wright. Mason with it. Chips it off the glass. Kept in with a skate by the Minneapolis defenseman. Sent down behind the net. Mason gets a stick on it in the corner. Mason, he cuts back this way. 54 left on the man advantage. Mason doing a nice job of killing some time here. He's going to flick it forward and clear. That's a great clear by Mason. One's going to go down in front of the Minneapolis bench. We'll change out defenseman. Jensen, he challenges way too many men. Circus! I was hoping we're getting back-to-back games of the circus, too many men call, but the refs are a little too chicken to call it this morning. He came off the bench, hit his skate, can't do that. 24 left, Minneapolis controls, high slot. Drop pass, intercepted there by Cresson. Cresson punches it forward. Good stick there by Minneapolis, but allows C to pick it up. Dylan gets hooked from behind. They're going to call it. Ref's arms up. Sent out to blue line. This is a good idea. Let's get the penalty done. Back it up. Bundy looks. 3 seconds left on the man advantage. 2 seconds. 5-on-5 hockey. C out of the box. Or C as Gaston comes out of the box. Dylan punches it forward. 6 skaters now. Shakopee gets the delayed penalty. Dylan with it. Still has it. Winder winds up. Shot. That one goes off a face mask of Minneapolis. They get possession, and we'll get a hooking call, and Shakopee will go on the power play. 2:26 left in the first. Shakopee gets the kill. And now we're on the power play. Should be too many men, sir. But we'll go with Gaston, Bundy, Olsen, Hansen, and then Cressman's going to stay out. So Foster to take the draw. Draw, back to Bundy. Bundy looks, shot, tipped by Gaston, but wide of the net. Foster picks it up. Bundy at the half wall. Bundy, far side. Oh, he had Hansen on the back door. Minneapolis got a stick on it. They look to clear. Kept in by Olsen. Nope, that one goes out, and we'll get a whistle. Got it on the backhand, just rolled up the blade of the stick. Just out. Then Flom will come out here. I think Cressman will go back to the bench. Yeah, so we'll go Olsen, Gaston, Hansen, Flom, and Bundy. Bundy had Hansen on the far side, and the defenseman from Minneapolis reached a stick out and poked it away. Otherwise, that would have been a real high leverage scoring opportunity. Flom with it. He controls, we set up. He dropped passes, but Bundy wasn't there. Bundy's going to send it down to the half wall. Shakopee controls. Flom, far side. They try to do the same play. Minneapolis had it picked, and they get it out to the zone, or the neutral zone. Down deep now. 1:23 left in the power play. Bundy sends it up. That one goes off the tip of the stick of Hansen, and Minneapolis controls in the Shakopee zone. Shot, glove. John's just going to hold on to it, and we'll get a whistle. Defensive zone faceoff on the power play. 1:12 left in the power play, 1:37 left in the period. Shakopee up 2-rip. Goal from Olson, goal from Pilcher. All right. Gasson takes the draw. Bundy punches it forward. Puck's bouncing around. Olson's going to corral it. Logie with it. Sends it off the end wall, looking for Gasson. Foster, cross ice. He's got Flom, or Bundy. Bundy's got Flom with him. Bundy settles. Sends it to the center of the ice for Foster. Puck bounces around. Olson, Hansen. He's going to settle it down, try and set this up. He sends it down low to Gasson. Hops over a stick. Flom punches it in the air. Out front, loose puck. Hansen gets on a backhand. Hansen with it. Sends it back to Olson. Olson. He looks to sidestep, sends a backhander. Hansen's going to pick it up. Hansen top circle, shot over the net. Picked up by Gasson. Gasson to Bundy. Bundy looks. He tries to center. He had Olson, but Minneapolis third time on this power play. They've thwarted that cross-ice pass. Hansen in his own zone. He's got one guy on him. He goes behind the net. He comes out and he's going to skate. 15 left on the power play. Minneapolis changing a couple of players. Hansen shot. Scores. Hansen with a goal. He went short side, and Shakopee gets the power play goal. That was really not adventurous. So Hansen gets a goal. Little opening on the near side. Short side. Very anticlimactic. But Shakopee leads 3-0. And we'll go next line with C, Pilcher, Cressman, Sell, Wright. Off the draw. Puck bounce around. Sell, Wright. Looking for C, a little too far. Deep into the Minneapolis zone, 20 seconds left in the period. Minneapolis playing around with it. That one's going to go to Wright. Wright's going to get a shot. That one bounces off. Wide of the net. Cressman on the challenge. He's tied up. Cressman comes away with it. 6 seconds left. Pilcher picks up the loose puck. That one squirts away. Minneapolis looks to sidestep. That may be clear. And that's the end of the period. 1-0. Oh, sorry. End of 1. 3-0. Shakopee leads. Goals from Olson, Pilcher, Hansen on the power play. And we'll go to the second period. Most of the 5-on-5 was in the Minneapolis zone. Shots 8 for Shakopee, 4 for Minneapolis. Despite Minneapolis having a ton of zone time, there's not a lot of high leverage chances. All right, let's take a little breather here. 20 more seconds left in intermission. It'll be 45 minutes left on the clock when we start the second period. All right. Bend your button. Always in the replay.
Yeah, no problem.
So.
The only problem is you're too short.
We'll get it to a real man's height. All right. We'll come out second period. Change sides. First game for the Shakopee in black, and it does look really drippy. All right, we will start with Pilcher, Flom, Jensen, Sell, and Wright. John takes his place on the left side of the rink. Ref's ready to go. Off the draw. One goes all the way into the Shakopee zone, right after it. He's got one Minneapolis player on him. Minneapolis gets it out front, puck in the slot. Jensen got a stick on it, now at the blue line. Sent down, not down, into the bench. And we'll get a whistle and a face-off coming.
I got to start it early.
Down in the Shakopee zone to the left of John. 15 seconds into the second period. Pilcher wins it to the corner. Sell picks it up. Got two guys on him. Dom with it. Sends it up to Flom at the half wall. Not much doing there. Back down to Dom. He's going to protect himself. Behind the net, off the side of the net. Pilcher with it. Pilcher's going to skate. He's got Flom on the far side. Ethan with it. Ethan looks to get around the defenseman. Stops. Just past him. Shot over the net. Off the glass. Picked up on the half wall. They try to send it up to the forward to break out. That one goes past them all, and Dom's going to pick it up. Stops behind his net. Dom up the center of the ice. Looks for Jensen. Jensen with it. Lost the handle. Got it back. Jensen. He's going to send it in deep. Puck's bouncing around. Flom picks it up in the slot. Minneapolis got a stick on it. So no shot. Minneapolis comes back the other way. They got numbers that they go. Sends it deep. Jensen was back checking, got a stick on it. Right. He gets pinned up against the boards. Jensen's going to come help him out. Minneapolis comes away with it. On the backhand, wide of the net, through the crease. Flom sends it off the sidewall. Minneapolis controls. He looks. Shot. Save made in the belly by John. And we'll get a whistle. Minute 32 in the second period. Olsen. C. Cressman, Winder, Bundy. Draw on the Shakopee's own far side. Logan to take the draw. Draw. Olsen, Winder, Winder C. C spins. Dylan skates. Sends it down deep. He tries to get past. Gets a stick on it. Tried to center. That one went off a body. Cressman's going to challenge. He gets puck in his skates. He sidesteps and gets pinned up against the glass. Minneapolis looks to break out. Logie cuts it off, but they eventually get it out. Cressman's going to pick it up. Landed with it. Sends it up ice looking for C. That one bounces off a shin pad. It's going to go right in towards the goaltender. Defenseman picks it up. Goes around the net. He's got Dylan all over him. Gets it up ice. Logie intercepts the breakout. Puck squirts loose. We get a penalty coming. They're going to get an interference call on Minneapolis, and Shakopee will get their second power play. 12:45 left in the second. Number 17 for Minneapolis will go in the box, and Shakopee will go power play number 2. They're 1 for 1. Gaston, Hansen, Flom, Olsen, Bundy. All right. Actually, we'll change Bundy out, and we'll get Dylan out there instead. So C, Olsen, Gaston, Hansen, Flom. Off the draw, Flom with a shot. Wide of the net. Picked up by Flom. He rings it around. He's looking for Hansen or Olsen, neither one. Olsen's got to negotiate with the referee to get past to go get the puck. In the Shakopee zone, Hansen's going to pick it up. Bouncing puck, settled down. He looks up ice, got Flom. Flom just inside the zone. Ethan with it. He settles down, sends it up to Hansen, poked away. Hansen pokes it down, looking for Gaston. Minneapolis gets a stick on it, and they're going to be able to clear and carry in the neutral zone. Bundy's now back out there. There's a shot off a stick. Bundy's going to pick it up. Bundy looks to get it up ice, intercepted by Minneapolis. They wait to get on sides. Flom's going to pick up a loose puck. Flom with it. Sends it to Olsen. Olsen to Flom. Flom. He looks. He gets it to Hansen. Hansen's in his own zone. He looks. Got one guy on the challenge. Sends it up. He was looking for Olsen. Couldn't connect. A little too far. Sent deep. Offsides. 1 minute left in the power play. Boys look a smidge discombobulated on that one. It's like nobody wanted to take control of it. They were all looking like, do you want it? Do you want it? But so we'll change out the 5 power play skaters. Maybe only 4. Need a guy. You got C, Pilcher, Sell. All right. Pilcher, Cressman, Jensen, Sell, C. Dom, Dylan. Dylan with it. That one goes through everybody, but they're going to say tip, so no icing. Down deep, Jensen had it tied up. Minneapolis looks to break out. Minneapolis clears the neutral zone. Dylan with it. Sends it off the wall. Picked up by Minneapolis in their own zone. Shakopee had the one quick shot. That's a good pull shot there as it goes on net, so no icing. Minneapolis is going to pick it up in their own zone. 24 left on the power play. Dylan picks up behind his own net. Through Cressman's legs. Front of the Minneapolis bench, sent down deep. Dylan. Jensen now. They got a quick 2-on-1 if they go. Over to Pilcher. Pilcher shot. One's tipped off a stick. And Pilcher's going to pick it up. 3 seconds left on the man advantage. Cooper, he wheels around. They let him walk in the slot. Shot over the net. 5-on-5 hockey. 10:40 left. Minneapolis able to pick up a loose puck. Coop cuts it off. Kept it in, but it went off of a skate. Now out to the neutral zone. That one's bouncing in the air. Punch back into the Minneapolis zone, and Minneapolis defenseman picks it up. He looks, sends it over to his D partner. They look to go up the ice quick. Couple of passes, got a guy, not much momentum, but he's in the zone. Shot, save made by John. Loose puck, picked up by C. Dylan stops behind the net. Dylan looks. Got to Pilcher. Pilcher, 1-on-1, coming through the neutral zone. Coop looks to make a toe drag move. Look at that. Comes outside, inside. Shot save. Loose puck. Jensen gets a shot off, but doesn't get on net as Minneapolis got a stick on him. Shakopee changing behind the play. Very happy dad in the stands. Wanted to send a skater from Minneapolis. Foot race. Winder after it. He sends a backhander up. Got a mixture of changes by both teams. Minneapolis controls. He lost it. Cam with it. Cameron. Logan. Back to Cameron. Off of Logan's skate, just outside the zone. Picked up there by Minneapolis. Minneapolis tries to drive towards the net. That one goes off of John. Picked up by Gaston. Foster punches it up, looking for Olsen. Goes off a few bodies. Winder gets a stick on it, into his belly. Now up to Foster. Foster with it at the red line. Foster surveys. Times out what he's going to do. Minneapolis is going to pick up a loose puck. Foster was fighting off a check. That one's just outside the zone. Punched in, and we get an offsides. 9:07 left in the second. 3-0. We'll get a whistle. Face off. Bundy goes to retrieve his stick. Face off just in front of the Shakopee bench outside of the Minneapolis zone. Olsen, Gaston, Hansen, Sell and Wright. Foster punches into the zone. Minneapolis is going to look to break out. To the red line. Inside the zone, Olsen tries to get the angle. He got the guy down. Puck's loose under him. Hansen to help out. Olsen and Hansen with 2 Minneapolis players on the wall. Puck squirts loose. There's going to shot. That one goes wide of that. That hit the ref in the face mask. He's got just a half shield. Out to the neutral zone. I think the ref's okay. He didn't die, so we're good. He's still skating. He's tough. Gaston picks a pocket. He's all alone. Foster with a shot. Scores! Foster picks the pocket of the defenseman as we were worried about the ref's dome. Comes in, buries it top shelf, and it's 4-0 Shakopee. That was kind of indicative of the game so far. Sloppy, 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 then we get an opportunity, and we have hit, it feels like, on every opportunity. So Foster, the 4th different goal scorer today, and Shakopee, good-sized lead, 8:28 left in the second. We'll change out Pilcher, Jensen, Flom, Wright, and Winder. Mason sends it deep off the face-off. Flom's going to chase after it. Flom first one to touch it. Out to Winder. Winder looks, sends one in. That one goes wide of the net. Wright's going to cut it off near side, sends it deep, looking for Jensen. Jensen gets bumped off of it. Cooper comes in, goes through his skates out to the blue line. Mason with it. Mason backhander over to Winder. Winder looks to get up ice. Tipped, intercepted now by Minneapolis. Minneapolis into the Shakopee zone. Cuts inside, outside. There's a shot wide of the net. He picked up near side by Minneapolis defenseman. Mason with it at the half wall. Puck squirts behind the net. Winder gets a backhander. That one doesn't quite clear. Off a stick, and Ethan's going to pick up. Flom with it. Flom into the zone. Flom looks to get around. Patient. He looks. Nice pass there to Olsen. Olsen sidesteps one, can't get on his forehand. Flom with a shot, bad save. Picked up by Minneapolis. Minneapolis into the neutral zone. 2-on-2 coming in this way. Got a trailer and a shot. Save made by John. Right across the test. Hits him in the SH of Shakopee, and we get a whistle and a defensive zone draw with 7:13 left in the second. John will come out. Coop will finish this one off. And we will take Bundy, Winder, Cressman, C, and Olson. Off the draw. Bundy, first one to get to it. Bundy, off the wall. Kept in by Minneapolis, punch forward by Cressman. He's got a Minneapolis player at the angle. Dylan got a stick on it. Now Logie. Logie gets it poked away right at the blue line. Puck bouncing in the air. Minneapolis eventually controls, settles it down into the Shakopee zone. Shot, save made by Coop. First person there was Minneapolis. They got a backhander in. Save made by Coop. Flipped up into the crowd. And that's a souvenir for one lucky Minneapolis. No, he throws it back, and we'll play on. We'll have a defensive zone draw. It was a bold strategy. We'll get a defensive zone draw. Right, Sell, C, Pilcher, and Cressman. Minneapolis, they look to center. High slot, shot, tip, save, loose pucks right in front. Save made by Coop. Couple 2-3 saves. Minneapolis controls, sends it out to the defenseman, now back down. Rings around the boards. Minneapolis gets a stick on it. Center attempt. Stick by Cooper. Pad save, and a cover. 6:21 left in the second. A couple of chances there by Minneapolis. And we'll go same 5, different defensive zone dot. Off the draw. Sell with it. Sends a backhander. Minneapolis is going to be the first one to get it in the corner. Up towards the half wall. Cuts towards the center. He gets cut off, and they're going to get a trip or a hook trip. And I think Pilcher is going to go. Cooper a goal. Second power play opportunity for Minneapolis. They're 0 for 1. .609 left. Second. 4-0 Shakopee. Hansen, Gaston will be your top. Wright and Sell will be the bottom of his kill. Off the draw. Picked up by nobody. Pushed out to the defenseman. He's going to walk in. Shot. Save made by Coop. Far side. Picked up at the half wall. Circle. Center. Tip. Gaston. Or Sell. Now Minneapolis. Out to the blue line. Minneapolis looks. D partner. Back to his D partner. Looks. Shot. Save. Puck's out at the half wall. Out to the blue line. Cross ice. He looks. Sends it down. One-timer off the heel of the stick, so nothing on it. Picked up though far side by Minneapolis. Top circle. Minneapolis looks. Shot. Save made. Coop stood up for that one. Hit him. Fell down. And covers up. We got 1:17 left on the power play. And we'll keep the same 4. Nope. Looks like we're going to change out the bottom half. Winder and Bundy come out on the ice, joined by Hansen and Gaston. Foster will take the draw, defensive zone. Draw, won by Foster. Winder, he's going to send it off the near side. That one's going to have enough juice to get down there. Nope, it will not. They're going to wave that one off. Gaston on the challenge, he pokes it away. 1:15 left, start the clock. Now the clock's moving. Minneapolis brings it up ice. Hansen on a challenge. Be careful, he almost got a hook there. Foster from behind, he smokes the guy. Bundy sends it off the wall, kept in by Minneapolis. Minneapolis walks in, shot, save. We're gonna get a roughing call on Minneapolis. You're gonna get a rough. And it'll be 4-on-4 for a minute, and then Shakopee will get the power play. So we'll go 4-on-4, Olson, Flom, Bundy, and Winder. And Draw comes down to the Minneapolis zone. We got all sorts of problems. We got a 2 on the board. That's close. All right, here we go. Penalty up on the board. That was weird. Off the draw. Minneapolis controls. Into the neutral zone. Loose puck picked up by Flom. Flom, he's got a guy on him. He's going to go around the net. Still got that guy on him. Stick checking him. Red line. Blue line. In the zone. Stick check. Stick check. Ethan. He's trying to get all 200 feet. Loose puck picked up by Olsen. Lost it over top of his stick. He's going to send it back to Winder. Winder with a quick pass up, looking for Flom. Little touch to Olsen. Olsen shot just wide of the net. 26 left on the first penalty. Behind the net. And we get a whistle, and I think it says the net's off. Yeah, net's off. 22 left on the Pilcher penalty, and then Shakopee gets the man advantage. 4:31 left in the second. Olsen, Flom, Winder, Bundy. Logie takes a draw, wins it to Bundy. Bundy with a shot, more of a pass down. Rebound by Flom. Flom with it, he controls, spins, looks, kill out that shot, sends it all the way out to Winder. Winder looks, shot, that one goes off a body, off the end wall. Another non-stop clock, the longest 2 minutes ever. Winder on the shot, off the kneecap of the forward for Minneapolis. He gets a stick on it. Winder puts him into the boards. That's going to go all the way down to the end wall. 10 seconds left on the 4-on-4, and then a power play. Winder sends it off the near side. Minneapolis inside the zone. Top circle, shot, save made by Coop. That one squirts loose. Minneapolis gets a stick on it. Now it's a power play for Shakopee. 5-on-4. Jensen comes on. There's a shot, save made by Coop. Far side. That one goes off a Winder. Cameron. The Cameron flick. That one stays in zone. Shot just over Coop's glove. Olsen, backhander. Still in the zone. Flom picks it up. He'll bring it down. Flom looks to get around. Gets it poked away. Gets it back, pinned up against the boards. 32 left on the power play for Shakopee. Minneapolis with it now. That's a penalty, and we'll go 5-on-3. Roughing is the call, and for 26 seconds, we'll get a 5-on-3. We'll get number 8, it looks like, a rough. I didn't see it, I was following the puck, but all right, we will go roughing. And Hansen, Gaston, Flom, Olsen, and Bundy will be your power play unit. Up 4, 3:34 left in the second. 5-on-3 for 26 seconds. Drop, controlled to Bundy. Bundy to Hansen. Hansen looks, sends it over to Olsen. Olsen, Hansen. Hansen looks.
Whoa.
Sends it over to Bundy. Bundy settles it down, sends it back to Hansen. Hansen, top circle, looks, sends it to Olsen, just outside the stretch. Kind of been the story of the power play, just can't quite connect cleanly. Olsen, Bundy, 3 seconds left, over to Hansen. Hansen's got to corral it. Olsen, high slot, shot, save made, 5-on-4 now. Hansen's gonna pick it up, top of the goal line. Comes out to the half wall. He looks, sends it to Olsen. Olsen, he tried to stick handle, lost it, got it back, bouncing puck. Gaston punches it forward. Flom punches it to the wall. Minneapolis looks to clear. Hansen keeps it in. Looks to get around one. He does. Sends it back to Olsen. Let's settle this thing down, boys. Olsen, he gets it down low looking for Gaston. Foster back to Olsen. Nope. Minneapolis got a stick on it. Tied up there. Bouncing puck. Foster gets it. He steps in front of Hans. Sends it down to Bundy. Bundy. Centers, shot, wide of the net. Olsen got a stick on it, couldn't quite get a lot on it. Hansen now, off the Minneapolis body. Minneapolis gets a stick on it. That one's gonna punch out to the neutral zone. Hansen's gonna cut it off. Hansen, backhander, looking for Flom. That one hops into the Minneapolis zone. Ethan, aggressive stick check, little tap there. Bundy has a hop over a stick. Gaston with it, Gaston to C. Dylan with it. Dylan looks. He's going to send it down low, looking for Bundy. Bundy, nice pass off the side of the net by Gaston. He had Gaston right on the back door. Foster got a stick on it, going on the side of the net. 19 left on the man advantage. 2-on-2 coming back into the Shakopee zone. He gets smoked after he lets go of the puck. Bundy tries the soccer skill over the puck. Picked up by Minneapolis. Poked away by Gaston. Picked up by Minneapolis. 5 left on the man advantage. 1:38 in the period. Foster, he's got his guy pinned up against boards. Hansen's going to go help out. Hansen gets it through. He's got Bundy. Bundy carries. Bundy sends it deep. That unit's gas. They're going to change. Hansen and Gaston are getting out of there. There's a check there by Bundy. Sent back deep off the back of the net. Pilcher out there. He sends it deep. 1:10 left in the period. 5-on-5 hockey. Minneapolis versus Course. He's got Dillon on him. Another half a second. That might have been a hook. That one sent all the way down. No icing, so Coop's going to play with the paddle to the right. Mason looks. He's going to set it up ice. Looking for Cressman. Outside his outstretched stick. And we're going to get an offsides or nope, icing. He missed Cressman, but Dillon was streaking in the zone, but a little too far. And that one goes down. 51 left in the second. Pilcher, C, Cressman, Sell, and Wright. Mason with it in the corner, comes away with it. Chips it forward to Cressman on the far side. Landed with it. Bouncing puck, couldn't quite get a good pass on there. Minneapolis sends it down. Mason's going to pick it up. He'll go behind his net. Mace with it. Looking for C. Dillon. Cross ice. Looking for Sell. Dom. Battle in front of the bench. Picked up by Wright. Mason. Looking for Cressman. It goes off a skate. Mason's going to pick it up below the goal line. Sends it around near side. Picked up by Dillon. Dillon with a backhander. Chipped forward there by Pilcher. Pilcher in a foot race. Oh, he looked a little jump pass to himself, but it went off the skate of the Minneapolis defenseman. We got 8 seconds left in the period. Mason's going to chase after it. Pokes it forward to Dom. Dom, fanned on the first attempt. Gets it up ice. Tied up in a few skates. Turns, fire, save made by Coop, and that's the end of the second. After 2, 4-0. Shakopee. We'll finish the third. We got, what is that, 23 minutes left on the hour clock. So I don't know if they'll go 23 running time.
Period total of 19.
Shots, 8 for Shakopee in that period, 15 for Minneapolis. It's 19-16 Minneapolis overall. Been a lot of time in the Shakopee zone. So, see if we can't clean that up in the third here. Shakopee's capitalized on, call it like 4 or 6 high leverage. They were 4 for 4 to start. All right, 10 left on the intermission. We'll get going here in the third. Sabres lead 4-0. John pitched a shutout the first period and a half. Coop, half a period shutout. See if we can't get the remaining 19 running time that they're going to put up on the clock. Yeah, I think so. All right, so you've got Olsen, Flom, Jensen to start. Winder and Bundy will be your backside. Everybody's ready to go. And we start the third period off the drop. Picked up by Jensen. Now Bundy. Bundy off of Jensen. That one's going to go deep. Flom's going to chase after it. Ethan sized his guy up and then held off. Olsen out to Winder. Winder with it. Looks. That one goes off a bunch of sticks. Bouncing puck, half wall now. Minneapolis tries to clear. Winder keeps it in. Minneapolis picks it up. Gets his forward. 2-on-2 coming into Shakopee zone. Minneapolis. Shot. Pad, or blocker save. There's a rebound score. 31 seconds into the period, and it's a goal for Minneapolis, and it is 4-1. Blocker saved by Coop, and then it was sitting out in the slot, and Minneapolis cleans it up, and it's 4-1. Change out. C, Cressman, Pilcher, keep Winder and Bundy out there. All right. Off the draw. Pilcher comes away with it. Into the zone. Coop punches it forward, chases after it. Coop gets cut off by the defenseman, tied up there. Cressman's in there to help out. Pilcher and Cressman. Puck squirts free. Minneapolis with it. Into the neutral zone. He gets around one. In the Shakopee zone. He's pushed off the puck by Dylan. Minneapolis picks up the loose puck, sends it out towards the blue line. Minneapolis, shot. That one's tipped wide of the net. Cressman's going to come pick it up. Cressman, he tried to sidestep. Now Winder, tied up on the wall, sent through the crease. Picked up far side, loose puck. Bundy's going to pick it up. Bundy chips it forward. That's going to go past, no icing. Minneapolis with it, near side. They look to clear out. Bundy put himself into the boards. Loose puck picked up by Minneapolis behind the net. Intercepted by Bundy. Bundy with a shot tipped by Minneapolis wide of the net. Bundy found himself in the slot all alone, but Minneapolis got a stick on it and went wide of the net. Minneapolis looks to clear. Fanned on it. Now he's got a guy coming off the bench. Picked up by Minneapolis, their own zone. He looks. They go up ice, gets the red line, sends it in. Coop's going to play it, leaves it from Mason. Right with it to Sell, intercepted by Minneapolis. Minneapolis comes around far side. Looks. Out to the blue line. Back down top circle. He's going to take a shot. Save made. Puck below the goal line. Mason ties up a guy, but Minneapolis comes away with it. Right out in front, shot, save made. Loose puck, save. Loose puck, eventually covered. And we get a whistle, 16:06 and counting in the third. Minneapolis with a strong start to the third period. They got one goal. Almost had another one. Olsen, Hansen, Gaston, Sell, and Wright. Draw, far side, defensive zone, off the draw. Wright's going to pick it up. Mason looking for Dom. Dom sends it up to Foster. Foster looking for Olsen. Punch forward by the Minneapolis defenseman in the zone. Mason gets a stick on it. Puck's loose. Gaston chips it forward over the stick of the Minneapolis defenseman. Minneapolis picks it up, backs up. Hansen gets a stick on it. Gaston now bouncing puck. Corralled by Minneapolis eventually. They look to get into the Shakopee zone. Tries to cut through. That one goes off a skate. It's loose. Picked up by Olsen, and we get a whistle. Hooking will be the call, and they'll get Foster. This one is actually his penalty this time. Foster will go to the box. 15:04 and counting on the hook. Keep the remaining 4 skaters out there. Minneapolis with a power play opportunity. Have not scored so far. Off the draw. Hansen flips it into a body, gets it back. He's going to skate now. He's got Olsen with him. Hansen feeds Olsen. That one goes off the tip of his stick. Battle in there. Olsen comes away with it. Shot wide of the net. Good one-on-one battle that Olsen won. Got a shot, but not on net. Hansen, statue, gets put pass. Center and temp off a skate. Into the corner. Sell. Chips it. Picked up by Minneapolis, and they look to settle it down and set up that power play. Cross-ice pass. Hansen lost an edge going out there to challenge. That one goes in, and Coop's going to save it and cover it up. And we're going to get a little pushy-pushy, a little shovey-shovey afterwards. Minneapolis will change out 2. Shakopee will keep the 4 skaters ahead. Off the draw. Walks in, into the face-off circle. Shot, wide of the net. Picked up near side by Minneapolis. He's going to survey, send in the face-off circle. Tied up in front of the net. Shot. There's a save by Coop. Minneapolis controls. Mason gets a skate on it. Tied up just above the corner, now with a half wall. Out on the blue line. Down low, shot, side of the net. It's going to be picked up in the corner by Minneapolis, out to the blue line. More top circle, bottom circle. Looks. He's going to walk. Shot, save made by Coop, covered up, whistle. 25 seconds left on the power play and counting. We'll change out 4 skaters, it looks like. By the time they drop the puck, the power play will basically be over. Puck has to drop, though, before Foster can get out of the box. All right, here we go. 3-2, Minneapolis controls. Centers, shot, save made by Coop. Loose puck out in the slot, picked up by Flom. Ethan with it, into the neutral zone. Got Pilcher with him. Pilcher punches it down deep. Goaltender's gonna have to play it. Leaves it for the defenseman. Flom after it, goes out the side of the net. Squirts loose, but Minneapolis controls. Cross ice pass, off the wall. Cam's gonna eventually pick that up. Minneapolis intercepts. Shot, that one goes off a body. 12:22 left. Cooper punches it in the neutral zone. Minneapolis controls at the red line. Minneapolis loses the handle on it. Jensen punches it forward. He gets angled off of it. That one's down to Bundy. Bundy looks, sends it up. He's got Flom. Flom at the blue line. Minneapolis changing. Ethan's going to get a shot. Scores! Ethan from Bundy. And Shakopee scores with 11:55 left in the third, and it's back to a 4-goal lead. Yeah, Bundy surveyed. He had Ethan standing at the blue line, and he got it up to him as Minneapolis was changing too. Ethan came in, it's on the near side faceoff circle, sent it to the far side post and scored. And Shakopee's got that 4-goal lead back. Off the draw, Minneapolis in the Shakopee zone. Poked away there by Bundy. Bundy sends it up ice into the neutral zone. Back in, and we get an offsides. Flom, Jensen, Pilcher. Bundy's going to the bench, so it looks like we'll change out D. Wright and Sell. So you got Wright, Sell, Jensen, Pilcher, Flom. Minneapolis sends it in the Shakopee zone. Dom's going to pick up the puck. Dom behind his own net. Stops, loses the handle on it, into the corner. Centering attempt there, intercepted by Wright. Wright to Jensen. Jensen's going to skate up into the neutral zone. Jensen into the zone. Sends it outside. Coop's going to try and track it down. He does get a stick on it. Now below the goal line, Cooper. Got a guy riding him. Puck's behind the net. Flom. Shot. Save made. Covered up. And we get another pushy, shovey.
He's telling him.
Yep. All right, we'll keep the same 5 out there, but we'll go far side face-off dot. Cooper to take the draw. Off the draw. Wright's going to get a shot. Bouncing puck wide of the net. Picked up there by Pilcher. Pilcher to Jensen. Now Minneapolis. Should just get forward. Dom got a stick on it. It's going to be a battle at the end wall. Minneapolis comes away with it. Now down low again. Tied up in the corner. Up to the defenseman. Chipped down to the half wall. On his backhand. Gets it over. It's going to go off the wall. Defenseman's going to pick it up. Sends it down low into the corner. He looks. Centers. Nobody home. Went off a stick. Cooper's got it. Cooper. Tied up in a few skates. Dom's going to pick it up. Dom. He'll carry. Takes down. Minneapolis picks it up. They're going to go behind their net. Minneapolis a little too hot on that pass. Dom looks to cut it off. Dom sends it over to Mason. Right with it. He's going to send it up just over 2 sticks. Over Logie, over Ethan. Ethan's going to chase after it. Couple of stick taps, and Minneapolis picks it up on the far side. That one goes up. Got to negotiate with the referee. Jensen chases after it. Loose puck. Flom centers. Got Olsen out in front. Olsen shot, save made. That one tried to clear. Wright's going to cut it off. Mason down to Logie. Logie sends it to the near side. Dom looks gassed, but he's going to send it deep. Ethan looks gassed, but he's going to get a stick on it. Logie, he's battling with one of the Minneapolis players, and Minneapolis looks to break it out. They get it to the neutral zone. Now the Shakopee zone. He's staring at a few black jerseys, so he's going to slow down. Centers. Good tie up there by Flom. There's a puck loose in the high slot. Blocker saved by Coop. Minneapolis controls at the blue line. Shot, tip, doesn't get all the way through. 8:10 left. Another centering attempt. Intercepted there by Dom. Ethan's got it, and Ethan's got a burst of speed. A little daylight. Got a guy right next to him. Ethan, shot. Oh, that one, defenseman got a stick on it, so he didn't get a clean shot off, and he slid into the net, and we get a whistle and a face-off. And we'll play on 7:49 and counting. We'll go, let's see here, Olson, Cressman, C, Winder, and Bundy. 7:35 left and counting. Off the draw, C. Shot, doesn't get through. Into the corner, Olson, first one there. Logie, out to right, or out to Bundy. Bundy with a shot, wide of the net, near side. Dylan's going to have it tied up there. Cressman's in there to help out. Dylan comes away with it. He looks, gets it poked away into the corner, sends it back out to Winder. Winder with it. He winds up, takes a shot wide of the net. Picked up by Minneapolis. Minneapolis looks to spring a guy. He's got a guy out front. Winder's trying to cut him down, cuts towards the center. Shot, doesn't get through. Winder clears out to the neutral zone. Cressman after it. He challenges. Sent in, offsides. And we'll get a whistle and a face-off at center ice. Keep the same five. C, Cressman, Olson, Bundy, Winder. Minneapolis controls the draw. Challenged by Cressman. Minneapolis picked off by Olson. Olson squirts into the zone. He's got Cressman on the near side. He looks to get around. Centers. That one's to Minneapolis. Kept in by C. Dylan sidesteps one. Dylan towards the net. Backhander. Punched away by Minneapolis, and that'll go down for an icing if it gets there. Wobbly, now on the side. No icing. Winder sends it to the near side corner. We lose a mouth guard for the second game in a row, and that one goes up in the netting, and we'll get a whistle. 6:03 and counting. All right, let's see. Pilcher, Gaston, Hansen, Winder, and Bundy. Draw to the left of Cooper. Draw picked up by Gaston. Foster gets through two, punches it forward. He's in a foot race. He's going to be the first one there. Foster can't quite get a shot off. He's in the far side. Oh, he smoked a guy. Foster get after it. He was not happy with that guy riding him the whole way, and Foster just knocked him down. Cooper throws a shoulder. Minneapolis with it. Centers, intercepted by Hansen. He's got himself tied up. Punches it forward. That one's through a body. Down low now. Guy spun and fired. Puck's loose on the side. Hansen's got a stick on it. He's going to skate. He's got Pilcher with him. 2-on-2. Coming to the Minneapolis zone. Cuts towards the center. Hansen. Toe drag. Leaves it for Coop. Coop shot. Loose puck. Foster couldn't get a stick on it. Minneapolis looks to clear. They get it out to the neutral zone. Carries into the Shakopee zone. Off sides. Took one little cut outside as he was at the blue line, and that's an offsides. It's against the rules. We get a stoppage in play, and we get a face-off outside the zone. 4:40 and counting. Draw, controlled by Sell. Sell, right. Right, Hansen, a little too far. It's going to be picked up in the Minneapolis zone by Minneapolis. They look to break out. Gets it past one forward. Sell chips it up in the air. Foster, backhander, looking for Pilch. Pilcher and Hansen, 2-on-2 in the zone. Pilcher, he does a little doop-de-doop. Shot, save made by the goaltender. Loose puck on the wall. Hansen throws a guy into the boards as Gaston picked up the puck. Looking for Pilcher, hops over his stick, right, over to Sell. Dom with it. Dom's going to take a shot. Tip, doesn't get through though. Minneapolis with it, cut off by Pilcher. Pilcher with it. Pilch towards the net, shot, save made, loose puck. It's bouncing around, pushed to the near side corner. Pilcher after it again, tied up in the corner. Got three forwards on one side. That one clears all the way down, no ice. Tollefson's going to play it for right, 3:40 left. Near side corner. Picked up by Minneapolis. Minneapolis looks, cross ice pass off the wall. Hansen gets a stick on it. It's going to clear to the neutral zone, but bouncing puck's going to be picked up by Minneapolis. Backhander to the D partner. Foster after it. They go up ice. Logie off the bench. He comes up. Tries to get through. Poked away. Wright's got it. Wright's looking for Jensen. Couldn't get much on the stick. Picked up at the red line. Minneapolis with it in the Shakopee zone. Poked away by Olson. Now poked away by Minneapolis. 3:07 left. They try to send out to the blue line. They were changing. They're going to retreat to the red line. Picks it up. No one went off of Jensen's stick on the pass. Picked up by Minneapolis. Into the zone. Looks to get around. Tries a drop pass. Jensen there. Jensen tried to get to Flom, who was behind him. Off the near side boards. Picked up by Minneapolis. Minneapolis into the zone. Sends it in on net. Blocker save. Picked up top circle. Poked away. In his body. Centers. Shot. Doorstep. Wide of the net. 2:34 left. Olsen. Up ice. He's going to chip it out. And back in. Offsides. 2:23 and counting. Looks like Olsen, Flom, Jensen, Bundy, and Winder. Controlled by Minneapolis. Poked away by Olsen. Logie's going to retrieve that loose puck. Poked away just at the blue line. Punch forward. Bundy. He looks for Flom. Flom was handcuffed. Into the zone. Winder chips it forward. Picked up by Minneapolis. It was riding the rail. Into the zone. Bundy's going to pick it up. 1:45 left. Sean loses the handle on it. Gets it back. Looking for Jensen. Intercepted by Minneapolis. Can't do much with it. Into the corner. Loose puck out to the blue line. Slap shot. Doesn't get through. Winder got a skate on it. Minneapolis sends it deep. Behind the net. Logie cuts it off. Now Minneapolis centers. Winder picks it up, spins and fires, but right to the defenseman. That one goes through. Off the shot. 1:16 left. Olsen gets a stick on it. Minneapolis now with it. Shot. Doesn't get through. Near side. See Flom with it. Ethan tries to punch it forward. He picks it up. He gets put into the boards. Olsen comes down to help. In the face-off circle, Minneapolis with it. Out to the neutral zone. Logie tried to cut his guy off. Who's that? Sell gets the guy in the boards with 45 left. Centers out front. Nice job by Sell recovering and get a stick on it so it doesn't get on net. Minneapolis controls though. Sends it out to the defenseman. Just kept in. He kept it in, falling down, throwing it deep. Sell off the end wall, but that didn't really have much hop to it. Mason's going to pick it up right near side corner. Pilcher with it now. Pilcher, 24 left. Puck squares loose, right. He's going to content chipping it out to the neutral zone. Sounds all right. Now back in the shotgun zone. Mason's going to try and send it back out. Kept in by Minneapolis. 10 seconds left. Sell in the near side corner. Now Minneapolis. He gets one last shot. Blocker save. Out front. 2 seconds. 1 second. Coop makes one last save. And that'll do it. A 5-1 Shakopee win. Goals from Olsen, Pilcher, Hansen, Gaston, and Flom. 1 goal for Minneapolis, and Shakopee improves to 3-3 on the year. And we'll see you next time.